Thank you very much, my fellow Americans. I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government. As everyone knows, I have a very powerful alternative, but I didn't want to use it at this time. Hopefully it will be unnecessary.
One more again, this is your man, the Black Patriot. That quick clip there was from President Trump in his speech the other day, talking about the shutdown, how the shutdown's over and all this good stuff, and people are getting paid, no doubt about it. We have a lot of people on our side that is saying that he caved, right? Just hold up a second before you're quick to pass judgment on him giving up, right? Because there's a process to this. There's a process to this. Now, the route he's going, granted, is a legal route. Me personally, a lot of you have heard me speak out about it before. I don't like the fact that he can declare a national emergency, because personally that'll set a very bad precedent, even though we do have an emergency, and it's not. Let me dive into it a little bit, okay? There's a couple things no one is mentioning, okay, about this shutdown and why the shutdown exists. There's two things, right? The number one thing is the administrative state caused this issue. You know, all the alphabet soup agencies that we have all over Washington, D.C., these unelected bureaucrats that are appointed by Congress that run our lives. That's problem number one that no one is talking about. No one is talking about at all. I don't think they realize the administrative state is the deep state. That's the problem, one problem within itself. The other half of this issue is with interior enforcement. We don't hear nobody talking about interior enforcement. We can have all the walls we want. We can have walls long as the Great Wall of China on both the southern and northern border. But if we don't deal with interior enforcement before any of that is said and done, a wall's not even going to matter. It is not going to matter, to be completely honest. Now, I know a lot of folks on our side want the wall, all this stuff. I'm for the wall too, but there's other things we need to shore up before we think about a wall, right? We need to strengthen our interior enforcement, strengthen our asylum laws, our immigration laws, right? Take away the goodies, right? The goodies, the welfare state away from these people when they set on our soil. Once we take that stuff away, there'll be less and less people coming. You can build a wall to reinforce that, and all is all good and well. But no one wants to look at that aspect of it. They just want the wall, the wall, the wall, the wall. Then what's next? Now, some of you are going to sit here and say, oh, I'm turning soft, I'm turning Democrat. That's not the case, right? You have to think things all the way through. And that's the problem we have on our side with a lot of people. They don't think things all the way through. They just go along with it because it sounds good. Build the wall, hashtag build the wall, hashtag MAGA. And I get that. And I respect that 100%. But at the same time, don't lose your critical thinking skills like the left has lost their critical thinking skills, because it's not going to get anybody anywhere. You're just capitulating to a cause and don't know what the true end result is going to be. So why aren't, there's only one other conservative pundit that I know that even talks about this issue, and it's Daniel Horowitz. Okay, from a Conservative Review, now Blaze TV. I noticed he's been talking about it too. which is great because we need more voices talking about this. A wall is all good and well, but if we don't have the interior enforcement, we don't have ICE busting these people and deporting them out of the country by the hundreds of thousands. You know, we don't shore up our asylum laws. You step on soil, you can claim asylum and then come back for court in 2 to 3 years because we're backed up. No one's talking about that part of the border security. They're just talking about putting stuff up on the border. But you have to, it's that, what's that concept? Ants are attracted to sugar, right? And these illegal immigrants are like the ants coming to America, which is the sugar cane, the sugar pile, right? If we eliminate the sugar or not put out so much sugar, not so many ants will come. Okay? Saves the taxpayers money. Right from the start. Let ICE, let the Border Patrol agents do their job. Oh, and I forgot a third point. A third point with this border security, this shutdown deal that no one's caring to mention either. Because you notice the talking points of the Democrats are all the drugs are coming through the ports of entry. So you mean to tell me drugs are only coming through 9 to 10 different ports of entry on the southern border? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, really seriously sit here, guys, and think this all the way through. And those of you on the left that listen to me, I got to turn my gain down so it seems like I'm overmodulating. But those of you on the left that watch me, listen to me, really think about that a second. You mean to tell me that drugs are not crossing and illegal immigrants are not crossing the border in remote areas of the border? Now, our border is pretty long. I mean, think about this a minute. 2, don't you think the cartels or help organizing these caravans to create a distraction so the cartels can do an end around while we're not paying attention? Did you think about that? But I'm going to back up off of that a minute. Okay. All I want to see, if we're going to build this wall, I want to see interior enforcement enforced to the umpteenth degree. Okay. I want to see the asylum laws changed. I want to see the goodies, the welfare state that we give these people when they come over go away. So these people don't want to just come here for economic asylum. They come here because they want a better life. They want to work for a better life, not have it handed to them as soon as they get here. Okay. So, though I'm not in favor of him invoking the National Emergency Act of 1976, if he has a strong enough case through the court, he can do it. Right? I personally think those powers should be entrenched in Article 1 of the Constitution. Personally. Okay? Because I don't like the idea of a national emergency being part of Article 2 powers. I just don't like that. That concept creeps me out, right? That can create a dictator. If you had someone evil enough to get into the White House, that very well could create a dictator. And this is how dangerous this is. You know, people that are on this train about it are not thinking about this all the way through. They really are not. Because what if we got a socialist, let's say like Bernie Sanders in the office? Do you trust him to not invoke a national emergency like Obama did 12 times during his administration? But to use it for true socialist ideas, right? Create martial law right off the jump, because basically that's what happens with the National Emergencies Act. If a president can declare martial law at the scribble of a pen, and then what? The Constitution is suspended. So do we want do we want this? 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 Do we want this So let me know what you're thinking right now. If you have any questions about anything I've said, please let me know. But one question I pose to you, first question is, would you want a president to have this much power? That's the first question I have. And number two, what do you think about interior enforcement? And number three, you think the wall will really truly solve our immigration problems, though it might solve our drug issue? It might slow down the cartels. But ask yourself, without true diehard interior enforcement, how will the wall help? So let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you definitely like what you're hearing, comment, rate, share. There's a donate link down here in the video down here. I appreciate that too. All right. And until next time, in his grace and in liberty, God bless America and God bless you. Until next time.